Wow, hindi
Oh my
dito
god, I just
sa
realized your
hindi dito.
getup is like a reverse Luigi. It's like the jumper is inside instead of outside.
Yep.
Oh my god,
Wait,
napansin ko
wait.
lang ngayon eh. Just realized.
Here's my
Man.
the only Crash Bandicoot related thing I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah,
Trilogy.
I own a lot of Mario merchandise.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh man, I should probably get my DS, no? Wait lang. I'll get my
Yeah,
DS.
right.
I'll
Ito
turn off
nga,
my camera, I'll
I'm,
be back. Oh my god, you have the... Saan mo binili? Green Hills, Rustans?
this is, ano ba to? Parang bigay sa akin to. This is in Shang, actually.
Nice,
Parang naman
nice.
may something ako.
Hobbs and Lands. Nice. Wait lang, I'll be back. I'll get my DS.
Go. So, today.
Parang may something ako. Yan. Parang hindi weird.
Yeah.
May random ano lang. Ayan.
And some random Mario reference
Yes.
for people to see.
Like, oh my god, what's she wearing? Yan, para it's kind of vague. Para galit ako sa negative space. So, ayan. Tapos malalaglag yan mamaya. Ayan.
See. Yeah.
Actually, hindi ako I know there are guide questions, so I went through them. However, I did not prepare because I wanted it to be authentic.
It's okay. I pretty much set up what the flow is,
It's
but I
it's
can't
more of my
remember. I kind of can't remember what I was supposed to say, but it's okay.
parang more of organic.
I like Crash Bandicoot enough to talk
Yun
about.
nga,
Alright, you guys.
I like Mario enough to not study ahead.
Alright, you guys game?
Yeah.
Alright, so if Pikachu appears, barely. Anyway. Alright. Welcome everyone to episode 75 of the GEEKYJUANS podcast. Today, our topic is video game icons. And today we are welcoming a special guest, Mae Devera, a friend of ours, to discuss our favorite video game icons. Today's episode will go in a few ways. The first is we will talk about our first encounters with each game, what are our top 3 favorite games of that franchise or character where they're featured, and newbie start. So, first of all, let's welcome Mae Devera, former K-Zone writer, blogger, content creator, and cosplayer.
Hello, everyone. I was like, what else? What else do I do in my life? No, but hello. Thanks again for inviting me. I had so much fun during the last podcast about shipping, and
Yeah.
I kind of talked about my fandom there. So it's nice to know that now I have the virtual space to just fangirl about my favorite character. So thank you again.
Thank you so much for coming back. All right. So let's begin with the first question.
Mhm.
What was your first encounter with... Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot to ask you first. Who is
Who am I?
who is your favorite video game icon? And I'm guessing, based on your costume, for the audio people, it's a green and blue costume that's very familiar to people. Karen, who are you dressed up as today?
I'm Yoshi. Just kidding. No. No. I am the youngest, yet taller sibling, the highly underrated but memeable Luigi.
Nice.
Memeable,
Let's
yes.
go!
Oh,
Let's
muntik ka mo. Ay,
go!
Happy Meal ba yan?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh my
brought it
God.
especially for this. It was supposed. I was trying to make like an entrance, like woohoo, and then yeah, that didn't work.
Nahulog.
So wait, I'll get it.
All right. One more time.
No, okay, so it's Luigi.
Nice.
Let's go. Okay. Did
All
not sound
right.
Italian at all. Okay.
All right. And then, Jude, your chosen character is based on your wallpaper, Crash Bandicoot.
Yep. Oh yeah, this
Mm.
is like this is nostalgia time for me. So
Mm.
like when it comes to video game mascots, I can only there's only like a top one for me, and
Mm.
yeah, that's Crash.
All right. So next up for me, it's well based on my background, it's Pokemon. So in this case, my video game icon is Pikachu, who's peeking through the screen but can't see him properly. Pikachu.
Yes.
Speaking of
Pikachu.
Pikachu,
Pikachu.
Pikachu. Oh yeah. So speaking of Pikachu, have you guys seen the Katy Perry video yet?
Yes, electric.
Oh.
It was so cute.
Yung
Oh, so
nag-evolve pa
that's
talaga si
why it
Pichu
was
with Katy
shared. That's why it
Perry.
was shared on one of my channels somewhere. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's why. Okay, I should see
it's
that.
nice.
I'm just wondering if hardcore Pokemon fans, especially like the older ones, are miffed that Pichu's there as like an explanation of like the pre-evolution of Pikachu. Because wasn't he like sort of an afterthought? Because originally it was just Pikachu, and then later on we had Pichu, right? It's like the
Yeah.
evolved version.
I think I discovered Pichu in Gen 2 in Gold and Silver, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
where's this from? And then
Or-
it's like, oh, baby Pikachu, it's so cute.
Yeah, I
Pichu is
love Pichu.
adorable.
I'm Team
Pichu's the
Pichu.
best.
It was so
Mm,
cute. I love the concept of that video. Like it was
mm,
like an origin story of Katy Perry, and then of course you had Pichu with her. Anyway, you guys
mm.
should just watch it.
Yeah. All right, so let's begin with your first encounter with the game or character. Karen, what was your first encounter with Luigi?
Da 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 dun. Nintendo. So
Nice.
I first encountered Luigi when I was younger, because I'm the younger sibling, and as you all know, which I have mentioned before, if you are the younger sibling, you are always player two. And that is
Mm.
how I encountered Luigi. The forgotten brother. Because back then, Luigi was more of a palette swap. I think was the first appearance of Luigi. That's the game I remember playing. It might have been Super Mario Brothers 3. I think that's
Mm.
the earlier and or earliest one I've encountered him, and I think he had more of a personality then. But I remember he was like more of a palette swap earlier on. Like it's literally just Mario with just
Yeah.
like with the green. That's it. That's it. Like no personality at all. And then it was so nice that to see him kind of fleshed out in Super Mario Brothers 3, where he was a bit taller. I'm taller than my older sister, so accurate. Yeah, and yeah, at first it was like, oh man, I'm always player two. Why can't I be Mario? And then you kind of have this camaraderie with Luigi because you go through all those fireballs and freaking Bowser's always there, and it's like war. It's like you came out of war and then you forged this lifelong bond with the character, and that's how I feel about Luigi.
Nice. Nice. All right. Did I freeze? Did I lag
No,
on my end?
no, you
No.
did.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. So now that we know Karen's backstory with Luigi, Jude, how did you first discover Crash Bandicoot?
Okay. I think this is like a very early gaming memory, but I remember it clearly. So I think I was like 5 to 6 years old, maybe five. So
Mm-hmm.
I was in my cousin's house, and at the time he was the first guy who had a PS around the area. So the guys with a PS. So I remember seeing him play different games. Like I think the first thing I ever saw was Twisted Metal on any game, any video game. So
Mm.
it was okay. I liked it. Video games are cool, but I think on my like second visit to my cousin, I saw him play Crash Bandicoot, and it was just wow. This is amazing. Um,
Mm.
I remember 3D was like a new thing at the time, right? So everything was like so fresh. Crash had this dynamic move set. He's the guy spins, jumps, and when he gets crushed by crates, he just gets flattened completely. It was just so wacky and so fun. But yeah, that's how I encountered Crash. Him being just a goofy little bandicoot who goes on adventures and as much as possible, the player tries to make sure he finishes the adventures without losing as much lives as possible. But
Mm.
from experience,
Right.
that's really, really difficult. So, you
Mm.
know, I remember having 99 lives, and I think I went down to like 40 at some point. So that's really fun.
Oh. Mm. Nice.
So that's
All
my
right.
encounter.
Nice. Saying hi to Derv and Tim.
Yeah,
Um,
they're
Hi!
Tim
saying
Thanks for
says hello,
watching.
Luigi, to Karen.
Hello. I'm here to promote the underrated. Although I think he's pretty popular now because of the memes, the
Yeah.
Killer Glare memes. But for the longest time, he was quite an underappreciated character. So I'm
Mm.
here to spread the Luigi love. He's
All
the
right.
poster boy for younger siblings everywhere.
That is true. That is true. And now for my story of Pokemon. So I honestly barely played Gen 1. I'm more of a Gen 2 kid
oh,
because that was
that's
around the
that's
time that
unusual
my.
actually.
Sorry?
That's actually unique for your case. Like, I don't know, it's like almost everyone started on Gen 1 or
Yeah.
started Gen 3. Gen 2 is
Mm.
like in the among the like first four generations really underrated, and although they have pretty cool Pokemon. That's
Yeah.
what I can say.
So my first encounter was with Gen 2 because one of my older sisters actually had a copy of Pokemon Gold on the Game Boy Color. So the
Oh
Game Boy
man, that
Color was
takes
still
me
such
back.
a sobrang old school
Game Boy
talaga.
Color.
With
As
like
in
the camera here.
oh, we never had the camera. Oh my god,
like like
sayang.
the richer classmates had like the webcam. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Grabe yung camera niya. And then 'di ba paminsan meron pa yung yung parang flashlight, the extra
Oo
flashlight
nga,
attachment. Oh my god.
siga ka pag meron ka nun.
Sobra. And like, kami would have to wait. Okay, pag gabi na, yung sister ko would
You're
usually
like the
play.
commander of the playground for
Oo.
that day.
Yes, exactly. Tapos yung mababan ka pa sa school or like yung i-confiscate yung Game Boy kasi ay hindi pwede kasi school day ganun.
So, yung naabutan mo is the colored version na. Kasi yung naabutan ko
Yes,
yung, as
Game
in
Boy
yung
Color.
green, like that's how old I am. It's like the really old Game
Oh
Boy pa.
yeah.
So, when
I
I saw
remember
game,
seeing
diba?
that. I think my cousin was struggling with the batteries of the OG Game Boy. Tapos yung
Mm.
backlight, tapos there was no backlight. So
There was no backlight. I used my flashlight. That's how
it was
bad. It was.
so
Yung
it
talagang
was
ganito
so
ka na.
dark. Para like if you play like from 6 p.m. onwards, you're pretty much doomed if you don't have good
Mm.
lighting.
You hide under the covers. Like, I have to say to Gen Z right now, you have to appreciate all the backlight and all the handhelds you have now. Because
All
that
of
it's
True,
those
like,
true.
1080p HD screens that you guys
correct.
have are like a
Yeah.
godsend compared to what we have had.
You know what? When
Mm.
you're drained on batteries, but you're almost there to the finish line. That is like the most
Yeah.
painful thing. So yes,
Mm.
going back to your Pokemon story.
Ayun. So I first discovered it around okay, I was aware of the anime and the games, but I wasn't like super invested until we got a copy of Pokemon Gold. But then yun nga, our sister kind of like bounced around schools. So like there was a point na I think we got her copy of Pokemon Gold, and then she went back to focus on schoolwork. And then I got Suicune somehow, and then captured Suicune, and then we couldn't get Entei, but like it was like I don't know the I got so invested in the game because I tried to capture all the legendaries, but it was so hard.
That's like
And
the
yun nga,
best
we
journey.
started exchanging playtime. Like, okay, my sister will take this time, and then I'll take the other times. And then we got a bunch of Pokemon. But sadly, that cartridge, I think the battery of the cartridge died. But the game itself,
Yeah.
I think, is still alive. We have the
Oh no.
cartridge,
Yeah, the save
pero hindi namin
battery.
alam na saan. Yeah.
You know,
And then after
Steven, I
that, I
like to
never really
say
got...
lang pala.
Huh?
I like to say that the most common question about cartridges right now is that how do you replace the cartridge battery so that you can save games again? Because that's like everyone's question when they buy
Yeah.
an old Game Boy cartridge.
Hmm. Yung
Like,
parang you start to give up na lang, di ba? And then, yeah, yun, like many of us of our generation na medyo, okay, we just stopped playing with the game na. And then later on, I discovered the DS.
oh yeah.
And then, I
Oh
didn't really play
yeah.
on the DS itself kasi no Diamond, no Pearl. I think it was when again, my sister who played Pokemon Gold handed me her copies of Omega Ruby and Pokemon Y. And then from then, I just kept going. So my first encounter went all the way. It was like a new first encounter kasi sobrang tagal ko hindi naglaro. And then from there, I played Sun. And then that's pretty much it. I've been dipping in and out of Pokemon for the past 25 years na bang Pokemon. So for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hindi
25th
tama ba? No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
25th anniversary.
it's the 25th anniversary. That's why they had that Katy Perry song.
Yeah, and like the Post Malone concert thing that was so weird. Anyway.
I feel like at the checkout, he seems like he would have grown up with Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean he's like younger than us, which is crazy to think.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. That's he's quite mature for his age then.
Mature or like
I
just
had to make
super
sure, yeah,
talented.
yeah, pretty much. Okay, he's younger than us.
He's
That's
25. Oh my god.
reassuring.
He does look like he could be like an enemy trainer.
Yeah, he
Like
does. He does.
right? Like he could be in Alola region or something.
Puede actually.
Yeah, but
Or
I
in a
bet
Hawaiian shirt.
he's a kid
Hawaiian
who just
shirt, like
loves video
the
games like us.
bun.
So I would understand why he would be in a Pokemon concert. Who wouldn't
Hmm.
be?
Can
All
I add
right.
also
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
about Crash Bandicoot? Like my
Yeah.
fondest memory is the freaking boulder stage
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
where the camera would shift towards yourself so you could really feel and you could really see the terror in Crash's face as he
Hmm.
gets, flattened by that boulder
oh
several
yeah.
times.
That was huge back then as well. I remember like what. What I can't see what's in front of me, but that's exactly what they want you to
You
feel.
might
Feel a
tunnel.
bit
Oh
scared. And then
no. You,
you like it's a trial and error thing because since you can't see anything, you won't see the pit that be in the next few feet after. So that's gonna be
and
sad.
I like how it's very slapsticky sort of comedy. I think that's why I really loved Crash as well. Also, I used to think his name, the mask, si Ako siya, diba? Kasi, ako ba?
Aku. Yeah, aku.
Ah! Ako. Because I used to call him Buga Buga because Buga Buga. The way yung sound when he
Yeah.
pops up. Buga Buga.
Yeah.
So I just called him Buga Buga for like 10 years until I figured out ako pala. Yun lang. Sorry to add. So, I really like our collection of mascots right now. It's like the trifecta of 90s culture.
Yeah, it's peak
Sobra, oh my
90s at
God.
this
Right?
point.
It's like
Speaking
anyone
of,
would...
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I feel like anyone who watches this would be like a fan of either or among any of these three. You know.
Hmm. All right. Before we continue, I wanted to talk about our Comixology $10 gift card giveaway that's not sponsored by Amazon. We are now at around 920 plus likes on Facebook, so we're trying to get to 1,000 likes.
Yay!
Yay! Help us reach 1,000 likes, and we are gonna give out. Help us reach 1,000 likes, and we are gonna be giving away a $10 gift card, Comixology gift card. To put it into context, that's around 500 pesos worth of comics, and online there are lots of discounts, so you could probably get like 2 to 3 thick comic books in physical form, but it's all digital. You can also help us reach 100 followers on Twitch, and we'll be giving another gift card there. Again, this is not sponsored by Amazon. Just give us a like on Facebook. Name one comic book artist that we've featured here on the show, and that's for Facebook. For Twitch, just give us a follow, and you're automatically entered. So that is it. Next up, we want to say again to Tim. Tim is super active on the chat. Ryu is my video game icon. His influence is akin to how Bruce Lee was in real life. Like Bruce Lee, Ryu influenced my martial arts discipline. Yeah, it's studied
Also
there.
another gaming icon, Street
Yes,
Fighter 2
exactly.
and 3. So that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, really, Hadouken boys.
And then one more is play tribal theme song upon getting him the third time. I'm
Oh
not too
yeah,
familiar with
like
the context of Crash Bandicoot, so Jude, could you explain this?
oh yeah, no, in Crash Bandicoot you get Aku Aku. Like the first, basically getting Aku Aku means you get like an immunity if you get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, but if you get the Aku Aku mask 3 times without getting hit, you get a certain period of invincibility, kind of like when you get in Super Mario. So you get
Mhm.
a few
As
seconds
Karen
of
was
like
showing.
you can go straight into a level, into enemies without taking damage. You can just outright eliminate enemies and just be immortal. Although of course that doesn't count when you're falling if you fall off
Nice.
the level. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's and then the music, the tribal music just plays while you're in that mode. It's just so intense.
Dun,
And
dun,
then
dun, dun,
everyone
dun, dun,
everyone
dun.
you just pretty much fling everyone out of the map when you're hitting enemies. It's amazing. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's the explanation there.
All right. So now on to the next part is what are your top three favorite games featuring those characters? So let's
Oh,
start with
that's
Karen.
gonna
What
be
are
fun.
your top three video games from least favorite to most favorite featuring Luigi?
Least, man, that's hard. I would say, I guess the Mario Kart series is the third.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Just cause, just cause he got even more of a personality there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that whole Luigi glaring meme,
Yeah.
that one. I feel like in that series there was a better appreciation for Luigi. Did did he have? Actually, I would not even know if there are like unique characteristics per card. I just chose him because I like Luigi, and also
Mm.
I just relied on all those power ups and like
Yeah.
the blue shell. Uh, yeah. So that's my third. My second is probably his first solo debut singer. Haunted Mansion. I
Oh.
right, remember
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion, yeah.
Luigi's the Haunted Mansion. So Luigi's Mansion. So if you guys play the party games, like people watching, it's the gameplay is like one of the mini games there. It's similar to
Mm.
that. So that's why in the photo that you used for the poster, that's why I went as the Princess Boo character because of the ghost. And I loved
Mm.
how he was so freaked out. He had a freaking vacuum in a vacuum. That's his only weapon against all these ghosts in like this mansion. And yet, he persevered and kept going, and that I feel like that's very inspirational.
Hmm.
So that's why I like the second. The first one is probably because of nostalgic reasons. It's Super Mario Brothers 3. I
Hmm.
like that I had the option to look different. At by that time I had the chance to play Mario, but by that time I was like, nah, I can't give up on my man Luigi. I had to support him. So yeah, I remember. Yeah, Luigi was there. Also, Yoshi was there. This is actually a Yoshi jacket.
Nice, nice.
Wait.
Oh,
Um,
ano? Where'd you
yeah,
get the jacket, by the way?
this is Black Milk. They had they had a Mario collection.
I
This
see. Like,
is I collect a lot of Mario stuff if people are not
mm,
aware. Like
yeah.
this and this. It's the only thing I would buy that's probably designer. If it had Mario slapped on it, because I'm not really brand conscious at all.
Is it like a
Uh,
sports sack Mario thing,
yeah, yeah.
or?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
nice,
The Sports
nice.
Sack Mario.
And
Oh,
then you had
cool.
this at the back, and then
Mm-hmm.
um it's the coin.
Wow, nice.
Tapos
Nice.
when you open it, it has a little something ba. This is
Oh,
pretty
that's
Ooh,
cool.
is
adorable.
That's
that
why
the
I got
raccoon
yeah,
Mario?
that's why I got it.
Tanuki
No, no,
Mario.
Fox Mario.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Tanuki
Tanuki
Mario.
Mario.
The
I'm,
weebs are gonna get mad at you. Just
I
kidding.
know, man. So many Mario waves are gonna like start
Yeah,
shouting at Jude. I'm like, it's a Tanuki.
I'm pretty
I'm so
chill, so don't
sorry.
worry, dude.
Yeah, it's
And
I
yeah,
fine.
keep forgetting which animal it
yeah,
is.
Hmm.
yeah, Tanuki was Mario 3, right?
Hmm.
Yes. So
All
that's
the
why.
upgrades. Yeah.
I love the freaking upgrades, and I love that Yoshi was there. So it was more of
Hmm.
that. It was more of like it was the first time I truly appreciated Luigi as a character, and
Hmm.
I like how he's like not as self assured as his brother Mario. He's always a bit hesitant,
Hmm.
but he still goes and pushes forward. I think that's what I admire about him. Like he's not necessarily
Nice.
like the hero archetype. Like a
Hmm.
deep dive sa Luigi.
Okay
No,
lang.
but
Yeah, no.
no, but that's really how I see Luigi. Like I think maybe it's like a younger sibling kind of archetype also, that you get overshadowed by your older siblings, especially if they're very accomplished. So you kind of go your own way, try to forge your own path, and I feel like that was quite successful with Luigi's Mansion. See, so now
Hmm.
I feel like people associate him with not just the memes, but also as like a Ghostbuster. So
Hmm.
I'm so proud
Nice.
of how he's grown in like, oh my gosh, ito na, ilang years. It's been 35 years of Mario.
Yeah. It's
Even
showing
older.
we're showing our ages.
So proud of my boy. Ayun. So
Yes.
So again, to summarize my rambling, so number 3 is the Mario Kart series. I kind of wanted to put Mario Party ngayon kasi medyo may lumalabas yung personality niya doon, lalo na pag nag-mini games.
Hmm.
Like when he's like, oh no, like that. Like how he complains all the time.
Yeah.
Second is Luigi's Mansion, of course, the first time na nag-solo siya. And the first one is Super Mario Brothers 3, so check that out.
Nice. Nice. All right. By the way, Karen, how are you able to like buy all of this stuff? Like, do you use like shipping cart or something, or like do you use like other services to get it?
The sports hack was that was sold here.
Ah,
Um,
okay, cool.
yeah. This was, I think, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally had to go to like every Le Sports sack. I went on a freaking
Oh
hunt.
wow.
I went on a hunt because
Hmm.
I bought 3 bags
Mm-hmm.
from there. One is designed like the question mark block.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is the one I showed you, and the other one is a Game Boy.
Oh,
I
cool.
maybe I'll show you next time, but it's a Game
Yeah.
Boy na bag. So
Nice.
worth it. Worth it. Ubos ang budget, pero worth it. Di ako kumain man for a while.
Oh my god. Yung mga jacket, by the way, like, di ba Black Milk, is that available locally or the jacket's
It's
available
not. This
locally?
is in Australia.
Ah,
Black
cool, cool.
Black Milk, baka naman.
Yeah,
I think,
sponsorship.
hindi, nakisabay lang ata ako for this eh.
Mm.
And then I thought,
Di ba si,
where today?
di ba si Rian like did, or was it a different brand?
Who?
Rian Gonzalez? I think she does like some pictures for like
Rian!
a black sheep, but I don't remember the name of the brand.
I think it's a different brand. But
Ah, okay.
yes.
All right.
Yes, I
Eh,
love Rian. I love her art. It's
all
as
right.
cute as her.
It's such a Lisa Frank style talaga, no?
Yes.
Grabe.
Also, she's also a big Sailor Moon fan, and that's how we
Mm,
bonded.
nice, nice. All right, Jude, let's move on to your top three
Okay.
favorite
So,
Crash
Uga
Bandicoot
Uga!
games. Number
yeah,
three,
but
Uga!
least
before
favorite. Number
wait,
two,
wait,
sort of favorite. And number
before I
one,
go to
most
my top
favorite.
before
Ano
we go to
yan?
the top three, I
Oh.
think I wanna share something. I wanna ask. I remember something about Super Mario Brothers 3.
Sige.
The fan. It was once a fan theory that it was the whole game was a stage play, which is like
Oh,
the funniest thing. Tapos parang for
really?
years, for decades, they've been asking Shigeru Miyamoto on if it was actually just a stage play. Kasi the intro of the game is no, starts off as like curtains opening to a stage. Tapos I think Shigeru Miyamoto like just did like a shrug in the end. So
Like,
it's either a confirm nor deny.
eh,
But yeah,
o nga no. Oh, yeah.
that's that's one nice little thing I remember about Super Mario Brothers 3. But out of all the Mario games, I think that's one of the 2D ones I really enjoy because it was
It's
so
so iconic.
colorful. It was really iconic, and yeah, it was the Super Mario where Mario and Luigi look different. That's like the best thing. Oh, they're finally not a palette swap. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jude. Also, gameplay wise, it was quite packed. I mean, considering it's a
Yeah,
game from the 90s, you know, in the what, Santo, SNES, I don't remember na eh.
yeah.
I was but a wee babe. But it was so jam packed with all the levels and all the challenges and all the power ups. Like, I'm quite surprised. Like, I hope to see something of that caliber again. But I do love the recent ones. Hindi ko lang na-mention in the top 3 just cause ito yung talaga tumatak sa akin for Luigi. But in terms of Mario, I mean, I freaking love Super Mario Odyssey. So, and Super Mario 64. But those
Of
aren't
course.
Luigi-centric. But I highly recommend them. Also, I love the soundtrack sa Super Mario 64.
Oh yeah.
Sobrang top tier. Ayun. I also, you mentioned yung 99 lives. So, naalala ko na naman yung classic sa Mario. Yung sa steps. I've never accomplished it. Has
Oh
anyone
no.
ever done it? Like the one with the Koopa shell and like the stairs? Alam niyo yun? Where you have to
I
jump?
bet there's probably a few people crazy enough to just run it
Mm.
Yeah.
and speed run it on on record time. So yeah, that's really
Yeah.
fun.
There was also Super Mario 2, because you said, yeah, di ba parang stage play yung rumor. Tapos yung 2, di ba, was like this weird dreamland. I don't know if you guys have
Oh,
played it. The
yeah.
one with like
Super Mario Brothers 2 was so unusual
the one
kasi
with the gulay.
and then it's like it's and then people found out that it was like a palette swap of a different game. So like what?
It is so
That's so
weird.
weird.
Also, there was one Super Mario in the Game Boy where his girlfriend was different. It was Pauline. Pauline was an Odyssey. Boom.
Oh my
Full
god.
circle.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the
Jude,
crash
time
time.
for you to break down
Okay,
your three most
Ito na.
favorite.
Buga, buga.
3. But yeah, before I go to my top 3, my honorable mention. Okay, I cannot
Honorable mention.
not talk
Tama.
about it. It's Crash Team Racing is my honorable mention there. Kasi like Naughty Dog tried to basically they tried to copy
They
Mario
did.
Kart, and at the very first try they succeeded, and you can argue that Crash Team Racing is at least better than a few of the older Mario Kart games. It's
Mhm.
like one of the best kart racing games out there. Still, the original is still magical to play. The remake did justice to it. even though it was microtransaction heaven. The remake was like crazy, crazy bad on that one, but at least the cart mechanics of that game is just really good, and it's like a clash of every era of Crash Bandicoot characters in one game. It was fun. So you can win as Neo Cortex, or you can just go as Pura the Tiger and
Mm.
dominate the competition. Or you can go with with the polar bear. Forgot his
Polar. I
name.
used
Polar,
Polar,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, polar is like I forgot
I'm not gonna
what
shop.
merit that polar has, but I remember using him a lot. But yeah, okay, let's go with top three. Okay, my top three is in some weird order. It's basically the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. So
Okay.
on my order, number
Very
three
good.
is Crash Bandicoot One. Okay,
Hmm.
now Crash
Okay.
Bandicoot One is I can say is the hardest Crash Bandicoot game because you don't have the abilities of the other games. You only have a jump and you only have the spin, and it was the really great introduction to Crash Bandicoot. It was a great video game debut for him. Um, the levels are just it was really colorful. The tropical vibe, the tropical island vibe was there. The evil scientist, Neo Cortex and
Uh,
um Embryo is are really really iconic characters, and there's Papu Papu. It was just like um yeah, that it was a debut done so right that it created a franchise that that's now, I think, this year is 25 years old. So that's one
Wow.
thing.
just
Sabay si
reminding
Pokemon.
1996. So
just reminding everyone that we're old.
yeah, just
Exactly.
another
Exactly.
reminder that I'm actually older than Crash Bandicoot. Anyway,
Same,
so
same.
yeah, Crash Bandicoot 1 is great, and it has some of the most iconic levels just because it has pissed everybody off who played it, even me. I remember cheesing the high road level, that notorious bridge level, by running over the ropes. I did that cheesy tactic, and it worked. It worked. It was so good. Um, Next after that is Crash Bandicoot 2. So you say, as I said, it's in the
Yes.
order. Crash Bandicoot 2 is uh the most balanced out of the Crash Bandicoot games. If you're looking for challenge plus like variety, it has the great mix of both. It's not as difficult as the first one because the slide jump exists. So the slide jump at least
I
can
know.
save you a lot of time and a lot of lives, just to get just to get higher, get beyond platforms. Oh yeah, looking at the comments right now, Ro Moran. Oh yeah, Crash Bandicoot is harder than it should be. Yeah, the first one is like hard as nails, platforming excellence, but it's just a controller breaker of a game compared to the other games of the franchise. Now, next, but yeah, Crash Bandicoot 2 is just a real balanced game. It was really fun. It was I don't know. I appreciated it a bit late compared to the other Crash games, so it took me a while to like really enjoy it. But when I did, it just
Mm.
wow, that was beautiful. Although I can say that the only thing I was disappointed that is the boss battle at the end, because it was easy. Because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was suffering throughout the game, and you give me this boss battle. Well, I was kind of relieved, but I was wanting something that's a bit crazier, and yeah, that's it. And my number one pick, this one is just nostalgia, an entire nostalgia pick here. It's Crash Bandicoot 3, because Crash Bandicoot 3 was the Crash Bandicoot that I grew up with. I resonated with the most. And in terms of variety, it's the most diverse Crash Bandicoot of all time. It was the it not only had platforming, it had riding the tiger levels with Pura. You can
Coco!
I can't remember, you can ride a dinosaur at this point. There's a jet ski level, there's a motorbike level, there's an
I,
Egyptian pyramid level, and there's a level where you can ride a plane and shoot down other airplanes, and one of the boss battles is a space shoot 'em up. So it was just a lot of stuff. It was like Naughty Dog just throwing everything at Crash Bandicoot, and trying out every crazy level they could think of, and it was really good. Although um, you could argue that Crash Bandicoot 3 was the easiest, but the reason why it was easy is because Crash Bandicoot had everything on his sleeve. He had a double jump, apart from the slide jump, so you can slide jump, double jump in the
Body slam.
games. Yeah, there's the body slam. The body slam is like super, super important, super effective as well. Next is he has the tornado spin, which is like wow, that's broken. And then my personal favorite, the fruit bazooka, which saves a lot of time and lives because you don't have to go near an enemy and spin it out of existence. You can just throw a fruit bazooka. You can just shoot it down and enter ride the level freely. Although that wouldn't save you from time trials because I don't because taking fruit bazooka out takes so much seconds. So that's one thing. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot 3 is my number one pick because it's just the Crash I grew up on. It was an adventure that's so colorful. There was so many things happening. It was like it overwhelmed my senses as a kid, but it was so fun. It was just I want more of this.
Mm.
Also, one mention, I
Here,
would love to play Crash Bandicoot 4 soon because I've
Okay.
heard that's the hardest Crash Bandicoot right now. It's like it's nuts. They just made sure that we remember that the first Crash Bandicoot is hard. It's like
Okay.
it's a chilling reminder of how we forget that Crash Bandicoot was a tough as nails platformer
here,
at its best.
here.
Woo.
So yeah,
All
those are
right.
my picks.
Can
All
I can
right.
I
So
add?
go ahead, Karen.
Because I freaking love Crash Bandicoot, and I was so happy when Jude said that his number one was freaking Warped, which is like a masterpiece. You had time travel, but I really sucked at that jet ski level. Like I was great at like the other levels, anything with platforming. But if you give me the jet ski level, I really suck at it. Like yung mawawala ako, there's like a map. Like you have to go somewhere, and I would run out of time, and then I just die. So
Mm.
yeah, and I love the interaction with Coco Bandicoot and her brother. I like that she
Uh-huh.
was very independent, very capable. And I like that they had this good relationship. It reminded me of me and my brother. So I think
Oh, that's so adorable.
are you sure it's adorable that I am comparing him to Crash Bandicoot? Whereas
Oh,
I
okay.
would be
Yeah.
Coco.
Oh
the
man.
the I'm comparing the relationship, not necessarily your brother as Crash Bandicoot.
Okay. Oh, I remember this. I remember something. I think this is a game that me and my sister play a lot. So I remember that whenever my sister gets stuck in the Pura the Tiger
I
levels,
love that level.
it's
It's so
really
fun.
they're really tricky. They're really tricky, especially if you try to like um finish them as fast as possible because you can get hit by anything in that level. Yeah, I remember clearing those levels. I remember clearing those jet ski levels. Zarina, yes, yes. Not gonna lie, I made my kuya play the jet ski. I was that kuya in this household who played that jet ski level.
I
So
hate that level. Yeah, I
yeah,
think my brother played it
but
too.
I remember years later when we played the remake. Me and my sister got to finish the game individually, so that was
Yay!
really awesome. And yeah, and it's that's why I can say that it's the third game is just really the most accessible one because it has a lot of stuff and you're
Mm.
time traveling. That's one thing people forget, that you're time traveling uh from the Jurassic periods, I think, to the
Yeah,
future. It was so
like
weird.
they actually put a plot to Crash
Yeah, they made
Bandicoot.
they made an effort to create a plot there because Crash Bandicoot 1 had the its only plot was an opening cutscene. Crash
Mm.
Bandicoot 2 is the same, but at least Crash Bandicoot 3, the boss says talk to you and try to taunt you. At
Mm.
least they try to throw hands with you before throwing hands with them actually. So like
May
Mm.
budget na eh. May budget na for dialogue and
yeah, they
Ah,
had a
story.
lot of they spent a lot of money just making that game, and it's fun. It's kind of crazy, pala, that the whole trilogy, that the original trilogy, just happened from 1996 to 1999, 98.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
just rushed it. It was
Wow.
like I think it was the same way that the Spyro trilogy,
Oh, another good game.
created.
Mm.
They only had a span of like less 3 years, or not even 3 years. So parang it was just they were just making sequels left to right. Kaso I remember that watching a documentary. They had the fun time naman. So it wasn't a pressure. It was kind of pressure packed, but it was the fun kind of pressure packed because they were so just. I think it was just the surge of excitement from making a franchise, and that was really awesome. So yeah, that's Crash
Mm.
Bandicoot.
I have to say about the first game, I know that it's crazy difficult, but isn't it a very fulfilling experience when you finished it? Like I spent so many hours trying to finish the first game because out of pride. Actually, yung una ko yung third, then I worked my way back to the games. So I think I was relatively young when I played the first one. So yun. I feel like there's also that kind of thing with Mario. The earlier games were a bit tricky also, like when you get to the later parts. So there's always this fulfilling thing with early games where you can't save, or you have limited lives. So I don't know. I kind of miss that as well.
Nice, nice. All right. So now that we are done with Crash Bandicoot, my top three, from least favorite to most favorite: Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon
Mm.
Sun, and Pokemon Gold. So for Pokemon Colosseum, it was basically Pokemon Sword and Shield, but on the GameCube. So remember at the time, the main games of Pokemon were on the handhelds. So
Mm-hmm.
the GameCube had the chance to do like a more serious RPG um, vibe that you didn't really get from the main Pokemon games. So that's what made Pokemon Colosseum different for me. Oh wait, Colosseum versus Stadium, yeah, Colosseum. And then second is Pokemon Sun, just because it was such an easy game for a person who's coming back from the franchise who hasn't done the game in a long time.
Ah.
So I love that. And I'll be honest, umiyak ako sa ending ng Pokemon Sun.
Mm.
um it's I don't know why. Like kahit sobrang basic ng story na sobrang walang kwenta, naiyak ako sa sa last part. Tapos finally, Pokemon Gold, not just because of the nostalgia, but because of the world building that you do in the game that they did. So akala mo, oh, you're just in the Johto region. And then all of a sudden, here comes the entire Gen 1 region with all the generations back, with all the Pokemon back, the original 150 in the game. You have to collect them all. It's like you're I can't describe how good Pokemon Gold and Silver are, but they're just so good because there's a challenge to everything. It's like, oh, you thought you were done. Turns out you're just halfway done. Here comes the next part. Oh, you have to face the original character from the first game. You have to defeat Red and his Pikachu, which I have right now, but I can't see it properly. But yeah, there's Pikachu peeking out.
Yay!
Yeah. Anyway, the Red's Pikachu is super tough. It's just there's just so much that they added to. There was so much effort that they added in Gold and Silver that you just don't see in future games anymore. So that's what made Gold so good. So that's my top three: Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Gold. Now, before we continue, one more little commercial. I wanted to talk to you about Shopee's Payday 515 sale. You can use tinyurl.com/ShopeeTGJ. And oh my god, I'm gonna have to mention this later. Shop tinyurl.com/ShopeeTGJ. You can get vouchers until midnight tonight, I think, or 11:59 tonight. So vouchers and discounts for Shopee's 515 sale. So you better check out after this episode and get whatever stuff you need from Shopee. All right, so the final part of the discussion today is with now that you know our favorite games, we ask ourselves the question, where should newbies start? Karen, where should newbies start with Luigi?
With Luigi, probably either the Mario Kart games or the Mario Party games.
Okay.
Because if you're gonna suck at a game, at least you're with friends slash
Oh,
enemies, depending how
nice.
competitive your crowd is. I
Mm,
feel like those are the most accessible games without delving into although very disjointed rin kasi yung narrative of Mario, I feel like it can stand alone. So,
yeah.
but I feel like the newer games are quite accessible, lalo na the ones in Switch. Maybe not Odyssey yet if you're starting
Mm-hmm.
out, because that has
Mm,
a lot of callbacks and a lot of references and a lot of lore uh, packed into that game. So yeah, definitely the party games or the karting games.
all right. Nice. Jude, now for you, where would you start if somebody were to start with the Crash Bandicoot
Oh
franchise?
well, the answer is in my background, but I have the copy right now. So
Nice.
yeah,
What's
the
Oh,
that?
best way to
perfect.
start, can if the camera can pick it up.
We
Well,
can see it. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
the
can see
best
it.
way
We can see it.
to start Crash Bandicoot is by playing the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which is a remake of all of the first three Crash games. There are some changes that made it a bit harder, but it's the same. It's almost the same experience. Except
Mm.
on HD, and you have the option of playing as Coco Bandicoot if you're into that. You can play as Coco for the entire trilogy if you choose to do
Wow,
so,
I,
which is like
nice.
I didn't
just
know
really
that.
fun.
I haven't tried the remake, so I might try it now.
Yeah. So that's like that was like the feature that kind of surprised. Ooh, that's actually fun because you can't play as Coco in the first two
Yeah.
games, but Coco has some levels on three, but
Hmm.
you can do a complete you can pretty much do an almost like 90% 85% run with Coco kasi in Crash Bandicoot 3 yata you can't change Coco in the motorcycle levels if I recall, but if you're yeah, it's a really nice that's the best way to start because you have the
Mm.
original trilogy in HD, and there's it's one of those experiences that you cannot you can it's hard to top. It's just hard to beat.
Nice, nice. Now, before we continue, I wanted to do a shout out to our Discord server, the Geeky Ones Discord server. Um, I wanted to shout out to our friends, the Squirtle Squad, Derv,
What?
Row of the Wrestling podcast. Yes, you'll get it soon enough, Karen. You'll understand it.
It's
Jackie, Ro,
Squirtle.
Derv, Abiel, Jude. Yeah, it's if you join our Discord server, which the link is on the description of this video,
Okay.
yeah, please do
you
join the Discord server
join
for various
reasons
discussions, geeky discussions. Yeah, there's so
and
many
more.
stuff. The fact that we have so many channels on this server is kind of fun. We
Mm,
talk about almost anything geeky under the sun, pretty much like the podcast, except
and
bite
more.
size and
All
so much
right.
more. Okay.
All right. So now for my newbie introduction, honestly, as much as people would hate this, I think Pokemon Go is the best introduction for casual
That's true.
players to get into Pokemon.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue. Although a lot of people, a lot of Pokemon um diehards or Pokemon purists would hate your suggestion. I would
Yeah.
understand because it's on mobile, it's free, and it does the basic purpose of capturing Pokemon and beating them up to capture them. So that's
I
Mm.
get.
pretty much it.
I guess you could say they are poke pissed off.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
much.
They
like
are.
I like how
They
it's
are.
just like this really awkward silence. Well,
Yeah,
I find
although
myself
one thing, Steven, it's kind of hard to play Pokemon Go on the current state of this world, but
That is
it's a
true.
really
That
great.
is true.
But it's a really it's a but damn, it's one of the biggest Pokemon games ever.
yeah, I
So
agree with
Definitely.
you. Like imagine yung lola mo naglalaro ng Pokemon Go. Like it's that accessible.
it's like
Yeah.
everyone can play
With
Pokemon Go.
levels.
So that's a really great
Sobra.
entry.
All right. And then it's just insane kasi yung maganda nga kasi 'di ba may integration pa siya sa Switch, I think.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So
It
imagine mo
does?
if you let's say if you want to like I want to do more serious Pokemon, then you can transfer all your Pokemon from Go to Switch and then you're good to
Oh,
go. Parang
cool.
ganun. They make
Yeah,
this so much easier.
I think
Yeah.
it's a feature that you can in Sword and Shield.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I think they tried it ata on Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, if I
Yes, they
recall.
Ah,
did. They
talaga?
did.
They did,
That's so
Yeah.
diba?
interesting.
Yeah. So like yeah, so it's also a way for Pokemon Go to stay relevant. It's getting older there, but it's also a way to, have make sure that whatever you're capturing on Pokemon Go has benefits elsewhere. So that's really cool.
That is
Mm-hmm.
a great business strategy. They're able to drive traffic to the actual
Oh
console.
yeah, wait,
That's very
Steven,
interesting.
There are some comments on some
Yeah, go
icons
ahead, go
here.
ahead.
Tim said, what? Who was that? Oh, Punch Out, Little Mac from Punch Out.
Mm.
The boxer, the little boxer that could in from Nintendo. This guy beat Mike Tyson in the game. If you
That is
can beat
true.
Mike Tyson, so that's really crazy. There's also a who's this? Rio Kusanagi from King of Fighters.
Yeah, fight
Kyo
KO.
Yeah.
Kusanagi.
Yeah, KOF.
Kusanagi from King of
Nice,
Fighters,
nice.
which is until now still alive. King of Fighters is a bit underrated compared to
Oh,
other
definitely. Yeah.
fighting big names like Street Fighter, Tekken, even Dead or Alive. It's like King of Fighters is there, and it's like every other time they always get something. They always have a new game. People forget that it's a living franchise.
It's a very
Mm.
weeaboo fighting game though. But that's
Mm.
Yeah,
why I
it's
think that's why I like it.
and it's an SNK game, which
Yeah.
is how SNK games look. They know T so well.
Mm.
They made Metal Slug, so that's one thing worth noting.
I
They're
freaking
really good.
love.
They're like 2D artists. Speaking of 90s icons, yeah, they're really they've made their mark. So it's really awesome. So yeah, there's
Mm.
let's see other comments.
Heavy machine gun.
Crash
Let's go.
Bandicoot Warp. Yeah. Zarina said team racing was my gig. Yeah, the team racing is it was one of the few games that I think it was played by the family. That was
Mm.
how big, that was how
Yeah.
relevant it was. It was that or the Shrek 2 video game at some point.
Oh,
So
Shrek
What?
2. My gosh.
Shrek
Iconic,
is
and
man.
life.
then so yeah,
Shrek is
Shrek 2,
love.
that
Shrek is
Shrek 2
life.
game was underrated. That's I just want to say that. It's not the greatest game in the world, but the fact that you can play co-op and play as Puss in Boots, Donkey or Shrek or forgot the other guy, but yeah.
Yeah. I have
You,
never played that game, so I'm so curious now.
mm.
It's like a little beat 'em up, but it felt like a Shrek movie. That's why it's nice. It was one of those games based on movies that were, they did a little effort to just make it more than just a cash in. So yeah,
Mm.
Steven with the Pikachu. Let's go.
Like if you think about it, most of the video game mascots, they're all in Super Smash Brothers. They just throw
Actually.
Okay,
let's throw all the
I've been waiting for Nintendo every Nintendo Direct just to wait for them to announce Crash Bandicoot on Smash,
Sayang!
because
Oo.
even though
Bagay naman
Crash is
siya.
a PlayStation icon, he's on the Switch now. He's on Crash Bandicoot is on the Switch. So I don't care anymore. I just wanna see Crash Bandicoot throw hands against Sonic, Pac-Man, and Mario, and
And
just show which
Kirby.
video game which video game mascot would just beat each other up to pulp. And you can say that Crash Bandicoot can finally face off Sephiroth as well, because that counts.
Yes, that's
Canonically, Crash Bandicoot has thrown hands with Sephiroth next to Ariana Grande and um the Yokai Watch creature. I
Jibanyan.
forgot that name, but yeah,
yeah.
Jibanyan. The
Let's
red
get it
cat.
trending. Let's get it trending. Let crash the party, y'all.
Oh my god, that'd be
yeah.
fun.
I'd
Crash the
Let's
I'd
do
probably
party.
it.
cry if Crash is in Smash, because
Oh,
it's
Hmm.
pwede.
like
Will it,
it used to be blasphemous, but now it
mhm.
doesn't matter. Everyone's on Smash, even Solid Snake. So
Yeah, that's
if
true.
Solid Snake and Cloud can be there, which are PS1 icons, Crash should be there and just throw hands with every other gaming mascot. King of Fighters
Mm.
is there, for God's sake. King of Fighters is in Smash. I think Street Fighter is in Smash. All you need is
Yeah.
a Tekken character and Crash Bandicoot, and you have everyone fighting in Smash. And it's weird, but it's beautiful at the same time.
Hmm. All right. Now, before we go, I just wanted to remind you about one last not sponsor, but like one last support of the podcast that we have, and it's a flying Luigi. Hey, one last support of the podcast. It's also colored green. It's Podmetrics. Get more accurate podcast statistics with Podmetrics. Um, you can use the code GEEKYJUANS at sign up, and we earn a little bit of commission from each sign up. So you are helping us out while you are helping yourself get better podcast statistics.
Yay!
So go to
Let's go.
podmetrics.co and use the code GEEKYJUANS. That is about it.
Yeah, that's
Karen,
pretty
where can we
much.
find you on social media? Is this correct on the screen right now? Is
This
it
is
Kraken underscore May on Instagram and Twitter?
yes. I
All right.
yes for now because I'm still working on my own site, so I can actually blog na. But
Yes, nice,
you
nice.
can find me on websites like because I usually write freelance naman. Like diba, I used
Hmm.
to write freelance for like publications. So like
Yes.
like I used to write like food, a lot of food and movies sa Spot or sa smart parenting. Yes, I'm PG, super PG,
Nice.
patay
Mm.
gutom, but also parental guide.
Mm.
I am parental guidance, walang sense. But yeah, but also you can find me here with these guys.
Nice.
Yeah, and so thank you for
All
having
right.
me. I had so
Thank you
much
so much,
fun.
man. Thank you so much again to Karen for joining us for another great, great podcast. And there it is, Luigi flying across the sky with the help of the god Karen, the goddess Karen. All right. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Stevie Said Yup. You can find Jude at Jude Thomas Cruz on social media and Dude It's Jude on
Oh
Facebook.
yeah. I think
What's
I'll be
that? What's
announcing
that?
that. I can do.
Oh,
I think I can. I'll try my hand on some weekend gaming streams, just for
mm-hmm.
the chill,
Nice.
just for chill time.
Yes.
And since work can be stressful. The work week can be stressful, so it's a great way to just relax and play up some awesome games. So yeah, that's one
Hmm.
thing. So it's
All
cool.
right. Finally, you can visit thegeekyjuans.com. That's our
Yeah.
website. You can follow at the Geeky Juans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You could listen to the Geeky Ones podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms. Once again, thank you so much to Miss Karen Mae Devera. A round of applause. Woo!
So
For
Yay!
much.
for
Yeah.
dropping by, and we hope to bring you back for another nostalgic filled episode on K Zone one day whenever your schedule is free. Thank you so much, Karen. All right,
Yeah. Thank you
Jude,
so much. Let's
Thanks,
go.
time
guys.
for you to do. Jude,
Yeah.
that is it.
Yeah,
Let's
that
So
is it.
go.
So yeah,
let's go.
that is the
Let's go.
episode. And once again, thank you so much for those who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You've been
Yep.
great, guys. The discussion has been awesome. It's another fun nostalgia episode, and I think we can say that since this is gaming icons, these are the only gaming icons here. So you know,
Yes.
um, this would be nice for another. We can another round of gaming icons in the near future. Many
Mm-hmm.
people we can talk about. I remember, I think Steven, we were talking about that this wasn't supposed to be, the title wasn't supposed to be gaming icons, it was gaming mascots. But
Yeah.
I think I was saying that I think most gaming characters have transcended the mascot status. So I think we should just call them icons because they are, they are because, they stand out for the longest time, and they've been here for decades and decades,
Mm.
and it's another way to remind us
Sorry, my phone's
who we
ringing.
are. It's fine, but yeah,
Oh.
that's it. So once
All
again,
right.
yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next episode, and goodbye, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Let's go.